Hello, welcome to this explanation of observations and the forms and everything that you will need in order to be successful. This is the most difficult but often reported by students as the most rewarding part of the course. Difficult in that it takes a lot of time, and plus with many of you are working adults, and so you have to find time within your schedule to be able to fit these in. But at the same time, at the end of the course, that's one of the things that they've often stated that they enjoyed the most was getting into the schools. It's also important to get into the schools because you need to find out early if this is really what you want to do, become a teacher. I mean, I've known since I was a child, but not everybody does know that that's what they want to do. And it also will help you determine whether or not you want to still be an elementary teacher like you think you do, or maybe you think you want to be a high school teacher and you get out there and you observe and you find out that, no, that's really not where I want to be. That's also what this is for. It'd be very tough if you were to get to the very end of your teaching classes and find out that, oh, wow, this isn't what I wanted to do. I really do not enjoy education. So, and when I say difficult, it also is oftentimes difficult for you to get into the schools. So you need to contact schools immediately that you believe you want to observe in. And some of them may require a background check, others may not. It's just really important for you to get out there and talk with them, get them set up, get them scheduled as quickly as possible. And if you have problems, I need you to let me know immediately. You also, the information that I'm explaining to you is all can be found in the observation information, but this is the first one you'll come across in the observation information folder. And it talks about how you need to observe at all three different levels: elementary, middle, and second, rural, urban, and suburban. It says that you can only observe for 3 hours in one school and only 1.5 hours in one teacher's classroom. There are many things that you need to take with you when you go observe. First and foremost is paper, pencil, and pen. And you will have to take with you this form because you're going to need the teacher's signature that you observe. And again, this is the form that you will turn in to me at the end once you've completed the observation totally and uploaded into Blackboard. The other form that you need to take with you when you go observe is this signed form that says it's for the classroom teacher. This explains which course you're taking, why you're taking it, and what you're specifically looking for. It's signed by me so they know it's legit and that you should be in the classrooms observing. So be sure and print one of these for each observation that you do in the schools and take it with you. Once you're there and sitting in the classroom, take notes, copious notes on everything that you see. You may go in thinking that you want to do observation opportunity number 3, developmentally appropriate practice. And then once you get in the classroom, there's a huge ethical dilemma that happens, and so you change your mind and decide you want to write about that instead. And that's absolutely fine. But had you have not taken copious notes, then you wouldn't be able to remember that information quite as well. And then once you get home, or as quickly as you can, while that information is still fresh in your mind, I want you to transfer the notes to the handout of the opportunity you decided to write on. And I've been talking about these observation opportunities. At the bottom, once you open up the observation information folder, at the very bottom you have to scroll all the way to the bottom of the screen in Blackboard. You will find that there is another folder, and it's called Observation Opportunities. Once you click on that, you can open up this handout, which has 16 different observation opportunities that you can complete. Some of these require you to go into the schools to complete them. Some of them can be done with your neighbors' kids, or a friend of yours' kids, your sister's kids, your own kids. But the reason that I offer that opportunity is because I realize that some of you have jobs and it is very difficult to meet the deadlines. I want to work with you as much as I possibly can, and if that means that, you know, I can provide another opportunity for you to look at kids and work with kids, then that's the best way that I can. You still are required to do 12 hours in the schools, but this way it will help you be able to keep up with the write-ups so that you don't get behind. So, like I said, I decided I was going to work on observation opportunity number 3, which is developmentally appropriate practice. So I would go to that opportunity, which is here, you can see, and it has this handout. On this handout, it asks you specifically to look for examples that describe what happened in the classroom and then document them. And then you use that information to write your observation up. So I took that form, that handout, here it is again, and I went down and I transferred my notes onto it, where it explains, because I observed in a high school classroom, so I did late adolescence, talked about what the teacher was doing, what the students were doing, and then I talked about why it was developmentally appropriate. How did I know it was developmentally appropriate? Well, here I went into our textbook, and in chapter number 1, it's got developmentally appropriate practice for, it talks exactly about each level: infancy, early childhood, early adolescence, and then even late adolescence. So I could look in here to support my observation and cite that if I needed to. So then I take the other form that was in there, the one that the teacher signed, remember, complete it here at the top with my name, the date, the time, what school district, what grade. All of this information needs to be completed. And then I put the child development topic, which is also the observation opportunity. Developmentally appropriate practice, observation opportunity number 3. So that when I, the teacher, goes to grade it, I know exactly what observation opportunity you were working on. If you don't put that, then I have no idea and I have to guess. So, and then I went ahead and summarized the information, answering all the questions that were on that handout, the one from the handout before, where it says, identify any areas in which the developmentally appropriate philosophy might work better for some groups of children and adolescents than other, and consider economic backgrounds, etc. Was the teacher utilizing developmentally appropriate practices? Yes, she was, very much so. So I answered that in my observation. Once I had that all typed up on there, then I would go into Blackboard and, you know, upload this into Blackboard. Then once I receive it, this is what I'm going to use to grade it, the observation rubric. That's also in your observation information folder. So it tells you exactly what I'm looking for. And the top, to get a full score for everything, you have an introduction that's inviting, states the objective meaning the observation opportunity, and previews what you're going to be writing about. Then the support for your observation, it gives telling quality details that talk about the observation opportunity and why this supports it. It gives a conclusion that states what exactly you observed. And then I didn't have any convention errors. I made no errors in grammar or spelling. And then the form is attached with the teacher's signature. If you do all of those things, then you will end up with a score of 20 out of 20. And then finally, there is one last form, and this one's just for your own benefit. It's for you to document and keep track of the observations that you have turned in, because you have to observe at all the different levels and all the different types of schools. This will help you keep track of that, because at the end, as you see, it's got elementary, middle, high school, urban, rural, and suburban. And if at the end, down here at the bottom, you should have an hour amount in each of those that tell me that you observed in each of those places. And I'll be keeping track of your observations using one of these as well. And then it also lets you know what date you turned it in, so if you have to go back and look it up in Blackboard, you'll be able to do that. That's more just for your help. It's not for anything other than that. I hope this video clip has helped you better understand what I expect from the observations. I always want it to be as clear as mud. And if you do have any questions, please feel free and give me a call. We can Skype, we can talk in person. I've met many people down at the Legends and talked with people. It's not a problem at all. I just want to be sure that you're successful in this class. Thank you.